Welcome to another session of Wireless Communications and Networks, Unit 3, Mobile Radio Propagation, Small Scale Fading and Multipath. Today we discuss about the last topic of this third unit, Theory of Multi-Shape Factors for Small Scale Fading Wireless Channels. Theory of Multipath Shape Factors for Small Scale Fading Wireless Channels. Here why we are going for this multi-shape factors. Here what is the use? What is the use? Here by these multi-shape factors, we have to analyze quantitative analysis for multipath waves, qualitative analysis for multipath waves transmitted from transmitter to receiver when omnidirectional. You know the meaning of omnidirectional. What is mean omnidirectional? Omnidirectional is nothing but which radiates power equal in all directions. But these multipath shape factors which are used to quantitative analysis for non-omnidirectional multipath waves in a local area, in a particular area. Basically, there are three types of multi-shape factors. Basically, there are three types of multi-shape factors. That is angular spread, angular constriction, and azimuthal of maximum fading. These are the types of multi-shape factors. Based upon these three multi-shape factors, the second order small scale fading statistics. Based upon these three multi-shape factors, there are four second order small scale fading statistics. Level crossing race, average fade duration, autocovariance. This. Let's move to the types of shape factors. First one is multi-shape factors. Here, before into the types of multi-shape factors, here these shape factors on angular distribution of multipath power, angular power. So, one transmitter are in different directions with multiple represented by P of theta. This theta is the power which close the and the polarization mismatch effects contains. Here, capital Fn, which is equal to integral 0 to pi, integral 0 to 2 t. That consider for all directions. That's 0 to 2 pi. And P of theta x with exponential of Jn of theta x, theta x. This is our Fourier coefficient for power. Based upon this equation, we are going to of multi-shape factors. The first multi-shape factor is angular spread. Here the angular spread shows is a cap. What is meant by spread? The spread is thing, but how multipath concentrates still azimuthal direction. Here this is nothing but from which direction, from which single direction the maximum path going, maximum paths. That's the angular spread. Angular spread which modulus of f1 square divided by f0 square. Spread which is equal to 0 to 1 value. 0. Multipath component from a by zero, which in case of single direction. When it is equal to 1, it denotes no clear bias direction. Here, this angular spread depends upon the how much power transmitted and not only transmitted, how much reflection can be takes place also have to consider. This is about angular spread. Next about second multi-shape factor is angular constriction. Angular constriction is represented by gamma. Here this angular constriction is a measure of how multipath concentrates. How multipath concentrates about two azimuthal directions. Before we take only single direction. Angular spread. Angular constriction we have to consider from two directions. The signal transmits and receives from two directions. Then the angular constriction, which is equal to modulus of f0 f2 minus f1 square divided by f0 square minus modulus of f1 square. Here this angular constriction so depends upon the ranges from 0 to 1. Whenever the angular constriction which is equal to 0 is nothing but there is no clear bias in the two arrival direction. When it is equal to 1, it is the extreme case. Exactly two multipath components arriving from the different directions. That is the angular consistency totally different from based upon zeros and ones value. Next, we are going for the third multi-shape factor is azimuthal direction of maximum spreading. Azimuthal direction of maximum spreading. The thing, but from which direction we are getting maximum fading? Once we have to receive the signal from different directions, from which direction we are getting maximum fading? That is in that particular place having number of buildings, number of trees, obstacles present. Or that we are getting this one direction spreading. Here, this is about the shape factor. Here, this azimuthal direction of maximum fading is represented by theta max. Theta max, which is equal to 1 by augment of f0 f2 minus f1 square. The max which is equal to by 2 augment of f0 f2 minus f1 square. Here, based upon these multi-shape factors, we are going for some relationships. The first one is rate variance relationship. But here mean and deviation. Measure the signal is error or not, contain noise or not. At that time only we have to calculate mean, variance and standard deviation. That's why we are going for rate variance. Here are three basic stochastic processes are used to calculate fading analysis. To calculate small scale fading analysis. Here, in this complex received voltage, received power, and received envelope are used to calculate exactly how much changes, rapid changes in amplitude, how much rate of changes in angle, how much changes in phase we have to calculate. Let's move to the relationships. The first one is complex received voltage. Here, this complex received voltage, it is represented by capital V negation of R. Complex received voltage, which is nothing but the complex received voltage is a baseband representation of summation of numerous multipath waves that have impinged upon the receiver antenna and have excited complex voltage component at the input of a receiver. Right. Here nothing but suppose we take one antenna, receiver antenna. So we have to receive the signal by receiving antenna. Nothing but we have give some input power to particular antenna to receive the signal in the air. Right. Suppose we are going for basic circuits of electronics. To work the particular basic electronic circuit, we need some input voltage. Similarly, like this only, the complex received also voltage. We have to give some excited complex voltage to the input to the receiver to receive the signal from multiple directions. To calculate rate variance for this complex series voltage is sigma square V negation of theta is equal to expectation of T V negation of exponential minus JKC R by D whole square bracket close, which is nothing but which is equal to 2 pi square angle spread square PT by lambda square 1 plus gamma cos of 2 into theta minus theta max. Here from this equation, lambda equal to length of a carrier signal, PT equal to squared received power, mean square this power in terms of volts squared, and Kc is centroid of complex voltage power. And is received power R, which is equal to the squaring of the complex voltage, that is negation of R. Here the units for this received power, it is volts. Actually, generally power we have to represent in terms of watts, but here received power here have to represent volt squared. Here received power, we have to calculate the rate variance. Rate variance for this is square P of theta, which is equal to expression of dPr by dr square, which is equal to 4 angular spread square PT square by lambda square 1 plus gamma 2 into theta minus theta max. That is which is equivalent to the previous section of complex envelope voltage, but here squaring of the previous one, only the difference. Then received envelope. Here the received envelope is represented by capital R of, which is equal to the magnitude of complex voltage. V negation of R. Then the rate variance for this received envelope, it is measured here sigma square capital R of theta, which is equal to expectation of D capital R of R by dr square, which is equal to pi square angular spread square PT by lambda square 1 plus gamma cos of 2 into theta minus theta max. All equations are similar. In first, the complex received is the equation 2. The second one is received power multiplied by 4, and received voltage, there is no multiplication factor. All equations are maximum same. Here from these various concepts, we are going for the comparison to omnidirectional propagation. Here already we know that the angular spread depends upon values from 0. Angular constriction also depends upon the value from 0 to 1. We know that 3 multi-shape factors: angular spread, angular constriction, from maximum spreading direction is theta max. We know that which is equal to 1, angular constriction gamma equal to 0, which arise, which is nothing but there is no bias, either 1 or 2 direction. When angular spread equal to 1, angular constriction equal to nothing but here what is omnidirectional propagation? Omnidirectional propagation nothing but which radius power inequal in all directions. Then what is the rate variance for this angular spread, angular constriction, and maximum spread? That is sigma square bar of theta, which is equal to sigma square v negation of theta divided by sigma v square of omnidirectional antenna. Similarly, for received power, square p of theta divided by sigma square p of omnidirectional. For received power, sigma square r of theta divided by sigma square r of omnidirectional. Finally, which is equal to angular spread square multiplied with 1 plus gamma of cos of 2 into theta minus theta max. The basic definitions we know. How to compare the omnidirectional? That is a comparison takes place here in this topic. Right. Now we are calculating actually what is the exact average fading rate with local area. Here we don't have the convenient method viewing this, right? As a consider fading rate, variance rate along with two perpendicular directions within the same local area, that you have to take the received power from two directions. The average of the two fading rate variances, regardless of orientation of measurement, is 1/2 sigma square bar of theta plus sigma bar of theta plus pi by 2 is equal to spread square, angular spread square. Similarly, angular constriction does not affect an average fading rate with local area. Angular constriction does not affect the average fading rate within a local area. Nothing but root of 1 minus gamma less than or equal to sigma bar of theta by cap less than or equal to root of 1 plus gamma. In equation, the receiver traveling in the azimuth direction, it has maximum fading. So what depends upon the travel in a particular perpendicular direction. Here, from all these concepts, here how the general, so from the single directions, three directions, compare with all directions. From this all concepts, when we are going for best examples, how fading behavior occurs. I think you can understand all these concepts now in these examples. First one is two-way channel model. Before going to explanation of these formulas, first I will explain with block diagram. What you know, block diagram, automatically you can easily find out the equation. Here, two-way channel model, we have to consider two powers, two channels, two powers, P1 and P2, which arrive at mobile receiver with the azimuthal angle of, see this one figure. Mobile unit receives the two signals, P1 and P2. That is between two powers direction is alpha, is the azimuthal direction. Here from this see this one, I am exactly representing a graphical pattern. We are taking x-axis and y-axis is p theta. Now we have both powers P1 and P2 having same amplitude. That's why we have same amplitude. But here, suppose I have to draw a line from this receiver, a horizontal line, draw this receiver from this horizontal line. Horizontal line to P is theta is as angle. From P1 to P alpha. P1 to P alpha. Here, I think you know this concept. From this concept, we had final mathematical representation is P of theta is equal to P1 of delta of theta minus theta naught. That is, P1 is the power from first direction. The signal is delta signal we have to assume. That's a P1 multiplied with the delta of theta minus theta naught plus P2 into delta of theta minus theta naught minus alpha. That is, the difference is there. See this one in this one. From reference line to P1 is theta naught. From P1 to P2 alpha. See this one. Then automatically the equation like shows like this. Here from this equation, what is meant by angular spread? What is meant by angular constriction? And what is meant by maximum fading direction? That is angular spread, which is into top P2 by P1 plus P2 sin of alpha by 2, and angular constriction, which is equal to 1, and maximum fading direction is theta max, which is equal to theta naught plus alpha plus pi by 2. Alpha pi by 2. Here, see this one, fading properties of two multipath components of equal powers, right? Here x-axis where shows azimuthal separation, that is azimuthal angles in terms of degrees, and the first top one graph shows via parameter value. But the angular spread is slightly increases. The angular spread is slightly increases whenever the separation distance can be increases. But angular constriction already we know which is equal to 1. It is constant. That is, a data line shows constant value from 1. And finally reaches from 0 to 1. Angular spread also, it is in between 0 to 1, already we discussed. That's why it is from 0 to starts and end to 1. Similarly, in second graph, the y-axis shows azimuthal separation alpha in terms of degrees and average fading rate. Average fading rate. Here in this, see this one. Whenever the separation distance between two directions increases and angular spread and this maximum and RMS maximum of fading also increases. This is about two multipath components. Sector channel model. Sector channel model. I think you know what is meant by cell sectoring. Here, what is my cell sectoring? Here, instead of using omnidirectional antenna system, we are using directional antenna system, which radiates power in a particular direction. How many types of sectoring? 60 degree sectoring and 120 degree sectoring. Here, in 120 degree sectoring, we are using 3 antennas for 3 directions. For 60 degrees, we are using 6 transmitters for 6 directions. Already we know discussed about this topic in first unit. How to improve the capacity of a cellular system. Let's move to this example, sector channel model. Before going to these equations, right? We'll discuss. This is about sector multipath components. See this one. Multiple paths, multiple signals are received for this mobile unit from different directions. Here, the starting and ending, we have to maximum is we are getting angle is alpha. Likewise, see this one. We are taking this in this graph, azimuthal angle at x-axis, P of theta at y-axis. From reference line to first direction point is theta naught. The remaining it is alpha. What about next suppose I go for after this one, automatically the power can be reduced, that is PT by alpha. That's why here by this channel model, but multipath power is arriving continuously. And uniformly over a range of azimuthal angles. That is, multiple path powers are coming. But what is the azimuthal angle? Alpha. Within the alpha consider. Then that is the received power is P of theta, which is equal to Pt by alpha, when the theta value it is in between theta naught and theta naught plus alpha, which is equal to 0 elsewhere. Then the angular spread, which is equal to root of 1 minus 4 sine square alpha by 2 by alpha square. Angular constriction gamma, which is equal to 4 sine square alpha by 2 minus alpha sine alpha divided by alpha square minus 4 sine square alpha by 2. Theta value, which is equal to theta naught plus alpha plus pi by 2. Here nothing but see this one in the first graph. X-axis we are taking the width, sector width, and y-axis we are taking parameter value. That is, but angular spread, angular constriction depends upon zeros and ones. Here, see this one. The angular spread starts from 0, and so whenever the sector width is increases, it is reach 1. Whenever the angular constriction already width is in 1, whenever the angle is it decreases from up to 360 degrees. How much? Right? Here, see this one. Whenever the sector width is increases, it suddenly average fading can be increases. This is about sector multipath components. Next, go for double sector channel model. Next example we are taking double sector channel model. Here, see this one. This is about double sector channel model, nothing but this is a receiver from two directions, two sectors that receive the power. That is, this is one direction, upper part, down part is another direction. The maximum azimuthal angle is alpha. Likewise, from the reference line to the first point of arrival is theta naught. First one is alpha. Next, up to 180 degrees. Up to 180 degrees. Next, after alpha, some point it is 0. Next, again, the second sector starts. It is the angle is alpha. Afterwards, it is by pt by 2 alpha up to 2 pi. That is the total one rotation is 360 degrees. Right? That's why the double sector channel model. It is nothing but which diffuse multipath propagation. Which diffuse multipath propagation over two equal and opposite sectors. Diffuse multipath propagation over two equal and opposite sectors, equally from two opposite sectors of azimuthal. Characterize the incoming power. Characterize the incoming power. Then P of theta, which is equal to P by 2 alpha. The theta naught plus alpha, and also theta naught plus pi to theta naught plus alpha plus phi. Where it is equal to 0, it is elsewhere. From this, spread which is equal to 1, angular constriction which is equal to sine alpha by alpha, and angle of maximum spread is theta max, which is equal to theta naught plus alpha by 2. Here, based upon these equations, see this one. Whenever the sector width, the alpha value increases, the angular spread is cos, which is equal to 1. But the angular constriction is decreases within a 180 degree. Similar fading, maximum and minimum fading. Also, average value which is 1, but maximum minimum value should be changes along with the sector width. This is about third example. Next one is Ricine channel model. Already we discussed about this one, Ricine channel model, in previous sessions. When we are going for Ricine channel models, the Ricine channel model are used when non-fading. Whenever going for non-fading, nothing but a good line of sight path is present between transmitter to receiver. At that time, where is this Ricine channel model? But in sometimes the channel also used for how much waves are scattered. How many waves are scattered? That's why the received power by using this Ricine channel model, P of theta, which is equal to Pt by 2 pi of k plus 1 plus 2 pi k delta of theta minus theta naught. Where what is meant by k value? Here the k value is nothing but a Ricine k factor. which is the ratio of coherent to diffuse incoherent power, coherent power to incoherent power. Then angular spread, which is equal to root 2k plus 1 by k plus 1. Angular constriction, which is equal to k by 2k plus 1, and theta max is equal to theta naught. Nothing but here in Raising channel model, see this one. You have shown that is you have to see the perfect all directions. All directions. That's why see this one. There is no reference point. I think, but see this one, we are getting theta naught values for some point, some value for k by k plus p pt. Some points we are getting 1 by 2 by k plus 1 pt like this. But that why? Because we had received power from all directions. That's why the angular spread and angular constriction. The angular spread can be decreases from 1 to 0, from angular constriction from 0 to 1. Slightly changes. And fading also somewhat decreases. Based on this is about the example. Next we are going for the second topic for the theory of multi-shape factors, that is based upon the angular spread, angular constriction, and maximum fading factors. We are going for second order statistics using shape factors. Here, how do we know that what is meant by shape factor? And for second order statistics, shape factors is level crossing rate, average fade duration, spatial autocovariance, and coherence distance. Before going to topics, first we have to generalize relay fading model. That is probability density function, that is FR of R, which is equal to R of root of 2 by pt exponential of minus R by R square by pt. What is meant by pt here? Average total received power. Average total received power. First we are going for level crossing rates and average fade duration. Yesterday class, what is meant by level crossing rate and average fade duration? Nothing but what is meant level crossing rate. How to fix one reference value, threshold value. Above threshold value, good signal strength. Below the threshold value is some less signal strength. The received signal is below the threshold value. Automatic signal is under fade. About level crossing rate. That is the generalized equation for level crossing rate. R, which is equal to capital NR, which is equal to root of integral of 0 to infinity R dot of f of RR dot bracket start R comma R dot of dr dot. Here in this R is the threshold level. Above threshold value, good signal strength. Below threshold value, fading signal. F RR dot of R comma R dot is nothing but a joint PDF. Joint PDF. Now this rate can be explained by relay fading channel is NR, which is equal to this conjugation divided by root pi pt multiplied with exponential of minus rho. Here rho is nothing but a normalized threshold level. Normalized threshold level, which is equal to capital R square by pt. Capital R square by pt. Similarly, the level crossing rate in relay fading channel with arbitrary spatial distribution of multipath power and any direction of mobile receiver travels, which is equal to NR, which is equal to root of 2 pi angular spread rho divided by lambda multiplied with root of 1 plus gamma of cos of 2 minus theta max exponential of minus rho square. That is, in this equation, the level crossing rate depends on angular spread and angular constriction and maximum delay spread. Average fade duration, that is tau cap, t cap, which is equal to 1 by NR of integral 0 to capital R FR of FR of R D. By substituting previous equation number 20 to 23 in this equation number 24, final integration T is equal to lambda of exponential rho minus 1 divided by 2 pi V rho of angular spread of gamma cos of 2 minus theta max. From all cross gradient and average field duration, we have to consider non-omnidirectional path. Covariance. Covariance. Here, this is about the third second order statistics. Here, what is autocovariance? Autocovariance is a function determines the correlation of voltage as a function of change in receiver position. Is useful for study of spatial diversity. That is the thing. But what is the exact position of receiver is fixed at the receiver, and how much we have received the voltage, and how much correlation takes place between receiver and received voltage. Nothing but spatial autocovariance. That is rho of R of theta, which is equal to exponential of minus 23 angular spread square multiplied with 1 plus gamma of cos of 2 minus theta max of R by lambda square. This is about autocovariance. Next one is coherence distance. Here the coherence distance is nothing but it is a separation distance in a space. Separation distance in a space over which fading channel appears to be unchanged. Nothing but here number of paths are transmitted. A number of paths is there from transmitter to receiver. Suppose we are taking two paths only. Here is the exact distance between two paths. But coherence distance. It is the depends upon coherence time Tc. It is Tc is equal to dc by v is the velocity. You know the concept of speed, distance, and time. The signal is like this. Tc equal to dc by v. Nothing but finally the coherence distance represented by dc which is equal to 9 lambda by 16 pi. Similarly, it can be represented in terms of angular spread, angular constriction, and maximum spread is dc is equal to lambda by root ln of 2 divided by angular multiplied with root of 23 1 plus gamma of cos of 2 minus theta minus x. This is about coherence distance. Right. Till now we discuss about statistical models, second order statistical models based upon the multi-shape factors. Right. Next one is revisiting classic channel model. Revisiting classic channel model. You see this one before going to revisiting classic channel model. Right. Here the term shows revisiting the classic channel model. Here this multi-shape factors is depends upon the how much mobile speed is v and which directions the signal is received, whether it is in the particular perpendicular direction or perpendicular or vertical position, from which case we have to see this one. First we have to go first case. In first case, we have to assume two cases here. The first, in first case, multiple paths are arriving from all directions. The maximum power which is P of theta. Here we have to assume that the receiver antenna which is assumed to be omnidirectional. So see this one. This is the three different multi-path induced mobile fading scenario. Three different multi-path induced mobile fading scenarios. First one is We are taking omnidirectional antenna system. What do you mean omnidirectional antenna system? Nothing but which radius equal in all power. That's why which receives the signal from all directions with a velocity of v. Nothing but we have to take a XYZ coordinator system. XYZ coordinator system. We have to receive the signal from Z directions. Whenever the mobile move towards to the X direction, nothing but EZ we have to count. How many main lobes for omnidirectional antenna? How many main lobes for omnidirectional antenna system? Here there are two main lobes for omnidirectional antenna systems. That's why HX and HY shows to have two main lobes. The mobile to move towards section, the mobile towards to the Y direction, whatever it may be. But this is the signal from Z directions. That's why taking EZ case, and whenever EZ is present, we remaining are HX and H. Next, second one is second case. Also, the receiver type is narrow, and this is also omnidirectional multipath, but we have some change in omnidirectional path. We have to use loop antenna. That is the loop antennas. It should be perpendicular to the ground. Then the received power P naught P of theta is equal to A sin square theta. Suppose for EZ case, angle spread which is equal to 1, angle constriction is equal to maximum spread equal to 0. For HX and HY case, angle spread equal to 1, angle constriction is 1 by 2, theta equal to pi by 2. From these terms, let's see this one. What is the level crossing rate for EZ, HX and HY? The level crossing rates for EZ is equal to root 2 pi v into rho divided by lambda exponential minus rho square. Similarly, for level crossing rate for HX is equal to root pi v rho divided by lambda exponential minus. Next, crossing rate for HY direction is root 3 pi v divided by lambda exponential of minus rho square. This is about level crossing rates for EZ, HX and HY case. Similarly, average fade duration for each case. For EZ is T bar which is equal to lambda by root 2 pi Vp exponential minus rho square minus 1. Just reverse. HX case is lambda by root pi V rho into exponential of rho square minus 1. HY is T bar which is equal to lambda by root 3 pi Vp multiplied with exponential rho square minus 1. This is the average fade duration for EZ, HX and H. Similarly, autocovariance, that is rho of R. For EZ is exponential of minus 20 R by lambda whole square. For HX case is rho R which is equal to exponential of minus 11.5 rho by lambda square. Similar for HY case, rho R which is equal to exponential of minus 34.5 by lambda whole square. This is about autocovariance for EZ, HX and H. This is about the topic is theory of multi-shape factors for small scale fading wireless channels. Basically, there are three types of multi-shape factors, that is angular spread, angular constriction and maximum fade in a particular direction. From these three basic fading statistics are four types. That is level crossing rate, average fade duration, and coherence distance, and autocovariance. Right? This is about factors. Do you have any query? Please type your query in the chat box. Thank you very much for attending today's section.